Woman gets arrested after committing paternity fraud. We have a video from the Modern King. He's almost at 100K, by the way. Go ahead and show him some support. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. Let's get into it.
You are. I'm not accepting illegal service from you. He can have it served properly by a Connecticut state marshal.
It was served properly.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Sorry that he's too much of an idiot that he doesn't know how to properly serve something. The court specifically gave instructions. The court tells you it says it right on the paperwork, it is your duty to give it to a Connecticut state marshal, has to serve in hand.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. There's no need to rush it.
This order is not in effect until it is properly served. It was never properly served. I was never even notified about it until they come and tell me.
Miss, this is your copy, all right?
You have the original, right? You have the original. Yep, the one that Calderon gave you.
The father's not in New York. Nobody lives in New York. New York has no jurisdiction. Get this away from me.
Okay. Okay.
That's not mine. I'm not taking any service from you. You're not a state marshal in Connecticut.
Okay.
Only Connecticut state marshals can serve that properly, and you have to serve me with the original.
Okay.
And you didn't. Well, this is like they're basically causing trauma to my child right now.
Okay, ma'am. Here's your copy of this form.
You're not allowed to serve me.
Okay. This is the form that we did serve you. If you want to keep it for your own records, you can. Okay.
The context is she lost custody, but now she's trying to take the kids out of the state. That's what it is. If that is true that she lost custody, that is pretty surprising because most of the custody almost by default just gets handed over to women. So right off the bat, my red flag alerts are already going off. So if she loses custody, that means she has to have done something real messed up. Maybe some illegal substances were involved. There were some random bruises that were popping up maybe. There has to have been some reason why she had custody taken away.
So you were behind my back?
Yeah. I'm grown.
Paternity fraud, 18
I'm
years,
old
and
enough now.
absolutely no
I feel
accountability.
like I got the right to do that. So I just wanted to get a test and see what is my daddy.
And so you called him?
Yeah, I called him. He was like, he thought I was his son. So that means that
We don't see nothing funny.
Nah.
But see, I told you that was your dad. I first of all, that is your dad. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who you took the test with.
It's the son,
and what you
actually.
had going on, but that's your dad.
Yeah. It sounds good, but look, I'm just saying.
It sounds good.
Nah, that's the result. The result will say what it say now. I can't lie. I can't fake no results. Now, if you had something going on, then the man that was my daddy.
First of all, you ain't had no business going behind my back. That's what you didn't have no business doing.
Yeah, but I just feel like I ain't had no bond with him like that. Like, I knew
Just
something
blaming
was off.
him.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to go get my results and see what's going on.
Let me tell you something.
It's okay. You know, I'm old enough, I understand. Now, if my real dad ain't want to take care of me, you know what I'm saying? And
See, some things are better left unsaid.
Oh, okay.
You should just left it like it was. I ain't tell you. I told you that was your dad. You should have went right on with it all these years. You 18 years old, 19 years old now. It's no sense in trying to go behind my back and figure it out. You too old now.
Wow. That's the perspective you don't see too often. The perspective of the children in the paternity fraud. There was a son confronting the mother about this situation. So not only was the mom lying to the father about who is the actual real dad, but she's lying to the family as well. Just super messed up, man. Wow. I really don't know how you'd be able to trust your mother after something like that. That is just really tough. And she was not taking an ounce of accountability. She was just immediately like, oh, well, why don't you trust me? Why are you worried about this?
A man came up to me on the subway to ask for my phone number.
Well, it looks like there still are some guys approaching women.
He should have just asked for $1 at that point. He would have gained more from that conversation than that.
Oh dear. It doesn't sound like it went very well, does it?
He had the audacity to be like, wait, hold up. Do you have a boyfriend? Because I don't talk to girls in relationships.
Wait, that's a bad thing that he asked? How so?
I don't talk to men who aren't competitive, okay? If you can't fight, just say that.
Wow. And here I thought it just sounded like the guy was being respectful.
Wow.
Stop trying to act like you're a good person. You're not a good person. You're approaching a woman alone on the subway. You're a terrible human being.
Wait, what?
Why not be like, what's your boyfriend's address? Let me kill him with my bare hands and then take you out for dinner. Romance. Learn it.
Well, doesn't that sound like the beginnings
This
of a
has
very
to be
healthy
fake.
relationship?
Men don't know how to talk to women nowadays.
And a lot of women really don't seem to know what they want either. And they seem to have gotten their ideas of what romance actually is from a novel that they picked up at the grocery store.
Men don't know how to talk to women anymore. Honestly, bro, how many women have you talked to recently? Women don't know how to talk to men. How about that? Giving one-word answers, not showing any interest whatsoever, letting you put in all of the work. For a lot of women, bro, it's like talking to a brick wall, and they just sit there waiting to be offended. What a big yikes, my guy. This is just a big yikes. What can I say, dude? This is the yikes.
They're the men who would wake up just so they could be the man who wakes up next to you.
Well, I'm sorry to have to break it to you, but those men, they've already woken up and they've left. Because you see, men have now realized there's no real benefit to waking up next to you. We've seen that while you demand things from us, you offer little to nothing in return. At least not anything we can't already get without involving ourselves in a relationship with you. And on top of that, for decades now, y'all told us you didn't want us. Y'all told us you didn't need us. We heard you. And now we're off making a better life for ourselves. One that doesn't involve you. Would we like to have a great relationship? Sure, who wouldn't? But men have finally figured out that the risk simply isn't worth the reward anymore.
Like, where are the men who would walk 500 miles and walk another 500 miles for a total of 1,000 just to fall down at your door? Where are they at?
This is yet again another consequence of social media and just too much media consumption in general. Because this is for most people in the West, they haven't even seen a real, actual, healthy dynamic in a relationship in their entire lives. They've never even seen it. 50% of marriages end in divorce. By default, basically half of the relationships you're seeing are broken. And that's not even to say for the people that are still in relationships. How many people in relationships do you know that just like put up with each other, basically? So basically everything you're observing in the real world, in real life, all of it is toxic. Almost no one has good relationships. The dynamic is super skewed. And then they open up this thing right here. They open up Instagram. See, oh my god, look at her Instagram boyfriend taking a bunch of photos with her. Wow, he got her a new car and a bed made of roses. So it's really, really easy to basically reject what you are seeing in the real world because it's so toxic and negative, and then just fully consume what's on your phone and make that the ideal, when in reality, a ton of that stuff is just a pure fantasy. It's pure just social media fake content. And this is for everyone, by the way. There are almost no healthy relationship role models that you can really look at. And if there is one, I think a lot of people would say, I look at my grandparents' relationship as the ideal. I would even say that for myself, by the way. But the men are not like their grandfathers and the women are not like their grandmothers.
There's a few things that I don't do as a married woman. Number one, I do not cook for my husband. I only cook for my children. My husband will be making his own breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Number two, I do not help him pay any bills. So if he is short on the rent, on utilities, or anything like that, it is not my problem. I will not be helping him out. His job is to provide for his family, so I am not financially contributing to any of the bills. Number three, I do not do his laundry. I have my own laundry and my children's laundry to do, so he could do his own. I won't help him put it away. I won't help him fold anything. That's his responsibility. Number four, he is responsible for replacing any of his essentials like soap, shampoo, anything like that. He needs to go buy it himself. Even if I'm at the store, I will not be replacing it for him. If he needs new underwear, new socks, or anything like that, that's for him to do. I'm not going to do it for him.
I might have used this clip before, but some man married that woman. Can you believe that? Like, wow. And you wonder why so many women can get away with so much. It's because of turbo simps that will basically put up with anything and not have any standards in place. Why on earth would any man marry a woman like that? That is absolutely insane. It should be a value exchange. Both of you should be benefiting from each other. This woman is basically a nanny for your kids at this point. This is not a real wife at all. The real wife, the good woman, she takes care of the entire household and everyone inside of it. No matter what they need, she has it covered. That's what the real wifey type women provide.
She wants an increase in child support, and I've been keeping our son for the past 3 years.
All right, so that's why you're here.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, Your Honor.
You've been keeping your son for the past 3 years. Are you paying child support or are you paying child support?
I'm paying child support.
Okay, so that's why you're here. You're trying to get off child support.
She wants an increase.
He live with you. Okay, I'll ask her to make sense of that for me. But for now, how old is your son?
10.
10 years old, lives with you. You take care of his expenses and everything like that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Health insurance?
Yes, Your Honor.
You mind if I move over to her really
please.
quick? Because I need to make sense of why she filed this in court asking for an increase.
Well, I mean, I do buy things for my son, and it's expensive. And
all right, so does other parents. They buy things for their children,
Yes.
and it is expensive.
yes.
So why are you here?
Well, I have a business to run, and I need his help in order to buy these things for our son.
Wait a minute. Your son lives with him.
Yes, now he does, yes.
Now, as in 3 years ago?
3 years.
That's not now. No, it's not. 3 years he's been living with him.
Yes.
So you want an increase in child support
Yes.
to do what exactly?
To help my son, to buy things for my son.
Right. You work, right?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I have my own business. I'm a caterer.
Caterer. How much are you making in your catering business?
About 400,000.
400 what? You came here to waste my time.
I make $40,000 a year, Your Honor.
Bro, what the?
You came here to get an increase in child support so that you can pay for your catering business.
No.
So why are you here?
Just for my son, of course.
Right, but you're maybe you're missing it. It's going like this,
Well, he
going
wants
over
to
your
stop
head.
paying the child support, and I don't think that he should stop paying. I think he
He
should pay more.
should stop paying if the child has been living with him for the past 3 years. Under your original court order, Mr. Eugene, give me a second. Under your original court order, you were the person that the child was living with.
Yes.
Not him.
Yes.
So that means you voluntarily relinquished conservatorship over to dad.
Yes.
Right. So dad should be the person receiving child support from you.
From me.
That's what I said. That doesn't sound right to you?
No, ma'am.
So as far as I know, these are real. This support court thing, it's real. They're real scenarios, but then actors reenact what the court cases were. As far as I know, that's what it is. What an absolutely broken system, man. This was going on for 3 years. He was paying her so he could take care of the kid while she's making 10x his income. Bro, the US court system is rigged against men. It absolutely is.
Why doesn't that sound right? Because you're the mom.
Yes. And I have to buy things for my son, and I can't do it alone.
He buys things for your son.
Well, I need to do that too.
You make $400,000 a year, ma'am.
Well, I have employees and things to pay. I mean, you know.
Okay.
I don't think that he should stop paying the child support.
What do you think he should do?
Pay me more.
Pay you more?
Yes.
While your son lives with him?
Well, I still see my son.
Okay, yeah, but?
Like maybe once a month, you know, maybe.
Oh, I see him more often than that.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe once a month.
I see him more often than that.
What's more often than that?
Well, once a week, maybe. I mean, when I have my business all day, and then I do extra catering in the evenings, and so I'm just really busy.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm not, then I do go visit with my son. Not once a month.
Once a month.
No.
So her reasoning is, let's just say she's actually being honest and she sees him once per week, 4 times a month. So that's why he should pay her more child support. Bro, this is just next level delusion, man. This is absolutely wild. But let's see what happens. How does this finish up?
An increase in the child support.
Who pays health insurance?
I do.
How much is it?
200.
Is that for your son only, or that includes you?
That's just my son.
Okay.
I think what this started from is she may be a little upset. I'm dating her sister.
Sorry, what?
Why didn't you lead with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably should have left with that, John.
So she's just salty.
You probably should have.
Yeah.
You see why she's upset.
I'm a music teacher. Like, she plays the clarinet.
Oh, okay.
Really well.
So y'all been hitting notes together.
Yeah, exactly. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
How long have y'all been hitting notes together?
We don't care.
This is what
Bro.
we're going to do.
Okay.
This
actually
we
makes
are
more
going
sense
to
now.
stop Dad's child support. Okay, his child support should stop. You voluntarily relinquish the child to him. Okay, so that means the rights that you had in terms of the child living with you primarily, you gave that up 3 years ago. So it's only fair that Dad stop paying child support.
Yeah.
I'm going to deny your request for an increase, okay? Dad did make a request too to put you on child support. So you will start paying child support today. In Texas,
so
we have a cap.
I'm paying him money
Yes,
Hell yeah.
while he's over there with my sister.
pretty much, yes.
And our son. Our son.
Okay, Mr.
You need
Eugene,
to stop.
Mr. Eugene, that's not cute. Stop that. That brings your monthly obligation to $2,040 a month.
That's more than he was paying me.
I don't think I've ever seen something backfire more than from this clip. She goes there to get more child support, walks away with her now having to pay child support. What? The reversal? What? How did this happen? What? Dude, I cannot believe that these things are real. I really can't. And the hokey acting in them kind of makes them better. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's check out these comments, bro. They gotta be gold, okay? If I were that judge, I would sentence that mom to pay back all the child support gained over the last 3 years and give full custody to the dad. Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. This is a quote from Napoleon Bonaparte, and that's super true, especially when I'm seeing all of these woke people. You know, it takes just a minute of listening to them to expose their own stupidity, and you just don't interrupt them. Listen to their logicless conclusions. Handsome dude like that breeding with Lieutenant Dan is wild. Lieutenant Dan! Do we gotta do it to him, dude? Hold on. This is one of the most lethal roastings I've ever seen in my life. Lieutenant Dane, you can't tell me that. Nah, dude, that's lethal. That is lethal.
The only time having a boyfriend is worth it
is when
he is able to fully support you and pay all your bills. I said it.
Yeah, you said it. But wouldn't it just be so much easier to admit that one is broke and can't actually handle being an adult and paying one's own bills?
He's not your husband. If you're gonna be a girlfriend to someone, he needs to be paying all your bills. Otherwise, why is he there? What is his purpose?
Well, I could think of several reasons, actually, but what do I know?
If he's not, he's just a boyfriend. Meaning if he leaves you, and a boyfriend is not a legal title.
Congratulations for figuring that part out.
If he leaves you and promises you marriage, leaves you with nothing, you get nothing.
At least they understand the basics.
But if he's paying all your bills, you're able to save money, you're able to invest into businesses that you want to do. If he leaves you, you're leaving with something else at the end of it.
Another example of a strong, independent woman who can stand on their own 2 feet. Not at all a gold digger.
But to date a guy and be someone's girlfriend for free?
Is it just me, or is some women completely lost when it comes to actually understanding what the concept of dating is?
Being someone's girlfriend is not worth it, okay? No. If you're gonna be a girlfriend, he needs to be paying a bill or two. These bills are due. I'm not usually anyone's girlfriend, but I'll make that exception for you if you're willing to pay some bills. If you're willing to pay a bill or two.
Okay, for this one, I actually want to play devil's advocate for the sake of making this more interesting, okay? If you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Women today have essentially turn themselves into the men that they want to date, okay? So they provide for themselves. They do. If they're making an okay income, they don't necessarily need that man's provisioning. And that's just one of the reasons why you see women with these ridiculously high standards nowadays. You know, they look for that six-figure guy because honestly, that's kind of what it takes to have a normal, somewhat traditional dynamic. Because right around that 100K mark is when you're actually able to take care of multiple people. And for average women like this, a lot of them, they don't necessarily bring femininity to the table, you know? Just hearing her talk, just being brutally honest. She's going to come to those guys that are making that 6 figures and be like, look what I bring to the table. I have 2 degrees. I've been working this job for 10 years and I make 50K a year. To the guy that's making a good amount of money, why would he care? How is that making his life better? So basically the way I see it is you'll have about 10% of the population. These are super rough numbers, but roughly 10% of the population that's even able to have a somewhat traditional dynamic, because average women aren't able to obtain these super high status guys that are the 10% plus guys, because they simply just don't qualify. And the average guys won't be able to get with average women because average women see average men as beneath them. So what you'll have is just a bunch of individuals. You'll just have a bunch of individuals that are working their dead-end jobs for the rest of their lives. I really don't want to sound like super doomer, but dude, this is, tell me I'm wrong. Truly, tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Give me a different perspective of how to disprove this. It's not only how to disprove this, but how do we go from here? Do you think women are going to change their minds from this stuff when they think they have to settle for less? Bro, come on. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. I'll see you later. Lieutenant Dang.